Be on time when time's involved. That's what they say. That's what my coach told me.
What's up with Zach Ertz? Anything new?
Nothing new. Rib injury. He is progressing, getting better, so we'll keep monitoring him each day. But he won't practice today.
What's the approach with Jordan Howard?
What's the approach? The approach is to continue to monitor him and keep him coming from the standpoint of getting him back into the offense. I think mentally and physically. We gotta make sure that he's in game ready shape first of all. So there's some conditioning that has to go involved with that. But yeah, the biggest thing is just getting him caught up from a mental standpoint.
He had a pretty significant role, obviously, before the injury. Miles has been playing well recently. How do you navigate that?
I honestly don't think much has to change. I think Jordan is a piece to the puzzle. I think he can obviously add depth, but Miles has been sort of the hot hand here lately, and we want to continue that going.
With Zach, is this like a pain tolerance thing, or does he have to be cleared to play?
Well, you got to be cleared. I had one of these one time, and they're discomfort. It's not fun. We're going to make sure that he's ready before we put him back out there.
Has Jordan been cleared for contact? Jordan?
So not yet. So we're going to continue to monitor him today. He'll be reassessed by our doctors this afternoon, and so the hope is that he gets cleared maybe this afternoon.
Just curious, a refocusing or a greater deal of focus since you had padded practice for last Giants game. A couple of guys in the locker room said that kind of got their attention and you helped them sort of refocus. Have you seen that?
I think so. I think too. Not only that, but I think just the circumstances that we've been faced with here in the last month of our season and what we're playing for and what we're fighting for, and so I think there's been a sense of urgency. It's picked up. Maybe it has stemmed from that week, but I think what the guys are seeing and understanding is how they're playing together as a football team right now and coming together that way and playing our best football of the season, obviously at this time.
Doug, when it comes to
Have
Miles,
you seen this sort of thing in the past since you've been here? Have you seen a reaction like this or
I would go back to my first year, even though we didn't make the postseason. We played the Giants and the Cowboys our last two regular season games, and coming off of a couple of losses right there, and you saw the team kind of hang together and stick together, and we actually we won those two games, and it kind of carried us into the 17 season. And in the football, you kind of go through these spurts a little bit during the course of the season. Obviously, where we are this year, I think is probably the most important that I've seen in 4 years, from this football team and how well they've responded, here down the stretch.
Doug, injuries are part of football, and every team deals with them. But do you feel like you've been snake bitten the last 2 years by them?
Oh, I don't know. You're right. It is a part of the game. It's going to happen. You're not going to go. You're not going to go a whole football season, obviously, without them. But I wouldn't consider it snake bit. It's unfortunate, maybe, but it's just part of the game.
When it comes to Miles' development as a receiver, what have you seen behind the scenes that has led to what we're seeing on the field?
I see his attention to detail in the classroom. Paying attention, taking notes. Deuce does a great job of preparing him in the classroom, what he's been able to do through our walkthroughs and then through our practices, and taking that from the classroom right there out to the field. And he's constantly wanting to get better and wanting to learn and the detail part of route running. And he's done a great job of just paying attention to those little things, just like he is as a runner. And he's made himself into an explosive back, because of that.
What would you have to see between now and Sunday for him to play? What has to happen?
Well, obviously he has to, feel good, feel right. You'd probably try to anticipate maybe, banging him around a little bit and just seeing the discomfort there if there's any, and at the same time, again, trying to just make sure that, if things go according to what we hope is our plan, then he would possibly be, ready for next week.
There were three
three receivers on the practice squad. Why Deontay Burnett? Why does he get the bump?
He's the one that's actually had some game experience, and we obviously feel comfortable with him and the skill set that he brings and the position that we kind of need at this time and he's not a real big guy, but he's quick and elusive. He got good hands, strong to the ball, smart, and understands. Only been here a short period of time, but understands his role and what we're trying to get done with him.
You mentioned Jordan is obviously getting closer. If everything goes well and he's back in the mix, has Boston Scott done enough to still be involved?
Oh yeah. Boston Scott's done enough to stay involved. I think you still go in with, Miles and Boston. I think again it goes back to Jordan just kind of getting caught up and I think more so physically getting back to game shape.
How's Wayne doing? Does he have a
Good.
chance to play?
He's doing good. Oh, does he have a chance to play? He's trending in the right direction. He's actually feeling better, doing well. We'll see today. We'll have him out there and just he won't practice, but he'll do the walkthrough stuff and see where he is at the end of the day. And hopefully, got a couple days here and see where he's at the end of the week.
With the uncertainty of Zach, you brought Richard Rodgers back. He obviously knows the offense. Would you be comfortable, that kind of veteran guy, being put in the mix?
Yes.
Anything extra on Richard?
He's in great shape. He's been working out. He feels good. His recall of our offense and terminology has been really good this week. We had the Tuesday get together there with the team and his recall was really good. Been studying the last couple of days, so I have no hesitation of putting. It'd be a limited capacity, but no hesitation if need be to put him in the game.
How's Big V done in place of Wayne the last 2 weeks?
He's done really well. He has done really well. He's really kind of settled into that role at the right tackle spot. The more reps he takes, because he's isolated in one spot now, he can focus in on one spot, and it's really helped him as opposed to getting reps on both sides and kind of bouncing back and forth. But, yeah, he's done a really nice job the last couple of weeks, and, it's been good to have him as a backup, situational role player for us.
Doug, I think you guys have promoted 11 practice squad guys this year.
Really?
I think it's 10 or 11. With those guys,
11?
What's that?
You don't even know.
should have checked with him.
Should have
first.
checked. He knows.
How much do you keep an eye on those guys in practice, and what do they do to kind of jump at you and give you a sense that you and the coaches and Howie's sense that they might be ready to contribute?
I think the first thing that I look at, I think, is our developmental program that we spend time on Wednesdays and Fridays after practice with these guys, and the assistant coaches preparing them not only through that drill work but also during the week. And these guys they've actually had to take reps with the offense and the defense and on special teams, whether they're promoted or not, because just the way our injury situation is played out. So, it does make it a little bit easier to promote a guy, because he's been working with our guys. So, credit Howie and his staff. They're always out there looking and finding guys that can come in, and if we do promote a guy to, like we did with River, we brought River in to take Burnett's spot, so we're constantly looking to develop the practice squad players for these opportunities.
Considering what's at stake, the proximity of North Jersey and the Giants' record, what type of contingent of fans are you expecting and hoping for on Sunday?
I mean, we had hoped for a really good crowd, Eagle Nation to make the drive up and be a part of this football game. It's exciting for us because what we're playing for, obviously, and it's always exciting to play in front of our fans. But even on the road, when our guys feel our fans in the stadium, it just energizes them, and gives them a little more juice, to play. So I would expect that, Sunday. But again, we have to be prepared for anything.
Doug, did your messaging change this week now that you guys are the front runners? You've been the underdogs, playing, catching up to the Cowboys?
No, my message does not change. It's go about our business the way we've been going about our business, and it's a 1-0 mentality each week. It's how we prepare during the week, and really staying humble through the whole thing, and understanding what got us here, how we got here, and what has transpired in the last couple of weeks. And we just got to continue to get better, and hang tough, battle, and find ways to win.
The Giants have put up 36 and 41 points over the last 2 weeks. What's standing out about what they're doing?
Well, offensively, obviously they're efficient. They did the 36 with Eli and then Daniel last week, and Saquon looks to be healthy and playing good, and so they're clicking. They got some weapons on offense, and they're clicking over there. Defensively, it's the same group of guys we faced a couple weeks ago, and minus Janoris, but it's a good young secondary. It's big physical defensive front, good against the run, and it's a good test for us. Challenge both sides of the ball and on special teams, and I would say right now the way they're playing is not an indication of their record. They're playing a lot better than that, and it's a good test for us going into week 17.
On Monday, I'm sorry.
Were you able to get away from football yesterday, or were you sort of thinking about game plan stuff?
No, coaches were in here yesterday afternoon, still focused on the game plan and preparing for today and the rest of the week. And it's hard. It's hard to separate right now because you're right in the mix. But it was good to take some time though with our families and spend Christmas with them.
On Monday, you said Rasul's the first one up at corner in Darby's spot. There are a few options there. Why Rasul as the guy?
Well, I think he's number one. He's the one that's had the most reps and the most time there. We know Sydney's filled in well. Obviously Avonte Maddox is another one that we could possibly work in that rotation, and so it's just he's had the most time, and he's when he's been in there, he's been productive, and it fits our scheme. But we do have some options, moving forward. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.